This is a Skies of Conflict critical alert. We are coming to you, live with breaking news of an armed military uprising inside the Republic of Belarus. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. What began as isolated reports of gunfire near a barracks in Minsk has now exploded into a full-blown mutiny against the regime of Alexander Lukashenko. We have confirmed that elements of the Belarusian 103rd Airborne Brigade have refused orders and have taken control of their base in Urutcha, a district on the outskirts of the capital. Simultaneously, we are tracking multiple convoys of military vehicles, some flying the historic white-red-white opposition flag, moving toward the city center from at least 3 different directions. The chain of command is fracturing. Live feeds from Minsk show smoke rising near the presidential palace, and the Ministry of Defense building. The sound of automatic gunfire and occasional explosions is being reported by citizens across the city. The catalyst for this uprising appears to be a direct order from Lukashenko for the Belarusian military to launch offensive operations in support of Russian forces in Ukraine, an order that was met with widespread refusal by mid-ranking officers, who view it as a suicide mission for a sovereign Belarus. The mutiny is not isolated. We have unconfirmed but highly credible reports that Wagner Group mercenaries previously exiled to Belarus after their short-lived rebellion in Russia are now siding with the rebel forces. This is a game-changing development. These are battle-hardened veterans with no loyalty to Lukashenko or Moscow. They are a wild card, a force of pure chaos. Their motives are unclear, but their impact is undeniable. They are providing the rebel Belarusian units with the combat experience needed to assault fortified government positions. Lukashenko's response has been predictably brutal, but seemingly ineffective. His special police forces, the Oman, are engaged in running street battles with the mutineers, but they are outgunned and outmaneuvered. The Belarusian Air Force, a key pillar of the regime's power, is in disarray. We are receiving conflicting reports of Su-25 frogfoot attack aircraft, some remaining loyal, and others being grounded by their own crews who have disabled the aircraft. The skies over Minsk are empty of friendly air support for the regime. This is a catastrophic failure of control. The internet across Belarus has been severely restricted, but information is still leaking out through satellite phones and encrypted channels. The videos we are seeing show soldiers tearing down Lukashenko's portraits inside their barracks and embracing civilians who are now flooding the streets in support. This is no longer a protest. This is a revolution with tanks. The strategic implications are staggering. Belarus is a critical logistical hub for Russia's war in Ukraine. The northern flank of the entire Ukrainian front is now in jeopardy if the mutiny succeeds and a new government hostile to Moscow takes power in Minsk. It would be the single greatest strategic defeat for the Kremlin. Since the start of the invasion, we are monitoring all Russian communication channels. The Kremlin has so far been silent, but we are seeing heightened alert levels at Russian bases inside Belarus and along the border. The next 24 hours will determine the fate of a nation and reshape the map of Europe. We are attempting to make contact with representatives from the rebel leadership. Stay with Skies of Conflict for live updates as this mutiny unfolds. Welcome back to Skies of Conflict. We continue our live coverage of the military mutiny in Belarus. The situation has escalated dramatically in the last hour, and the endgame for the Lukashenko regime may now be in sight. We have just received confirmation from multiple intelligence sources that the headquarters of the Belarusian KGB in Minsk has been surrounded by rebel military units. This is the heart of the regime's security apparatus. Its fall would signal the total collapse of state control. The rebel forces, a coalition of the 103rd Airborne defectors, Wagner Group fighters, and now elements of the 38th Air Assault Brigade, have established a cordon around the building. Negotiations for its surrender are reportedly underway, but the outcome is uncertain. Meanwhile, fierce fighting is raging around the Independence Palace, Lukashenko's official residence. Reports indicate he was inside the compound just hours ago, but his current location is unknown. Some sources suggest he has fled to a secure bunker. Others claim he is attempting to negotiate his own exit from the country. With Russian assistance, the role of Russia is now the central question of this crisis. We are seeing a massive buildup of Russian forces on the border near Smolensk and Pskov. Several battalion tactical groups are on high readiness alert, but they have not yet crossed into Belarusian territory. The political calculation for Vladimir Putin is incredibly difficult to intervene militarily, would be to invade a nominal ally and spark a potential partisan war against a population that clearly desires change. To not intervene is to watch a key buffer state and military partner fall into the hands of a potentially pro-Western government. It is a lose-lose scenario for the Kremlin. We have new details on the rebel command structure, a shadowy figure known only as Colonel Peramoga, a call sign meaning victory is believed to be. Coordinating the military operations, he is a veteran of the war in Afghanistan and a longtime critic of Lukashenko's subservience to Moscow. His identity is being protected, but his authority among the rebels appears absolute. His first public communication was a simple message broadcast on hacked state television frequencies: do not fire on your own people, stand with Belarus. The impact of that message is now being felt in garrisons across the country. We are receiving reports of units in Brest-Grodno and Vitebsk declaring for the rebellion. The Lukashenko regime is crumbling from within. The international community is in a state of shock. NATO is holding an emergency session in Brussels, but any direct military action is highly unlikely. The future of Belarus will be decided on the streets of Minsk in the next few hours. The sound of gunfire is moving closer to the city center. The people are no longer afraid. They are providing food, water, and intelligence to the rebel soldiers. The social contract between the dictator and his people has been permanently shattered. The skies of conflict over Eastern Europe have shifted from the plains of Ukraine to the heart of its northern neighbor. The fall of a regime is a chaotic and violent event, and we are witnessing it in real time. The era of Lukashenko's 3-decade-long rule appears to be ending, not with a whimper, but with the roar of tanks and the crackle of gunfire. We will stay on air as long as necessary. This is Skies of Conflict.